Bitcoin down around 5% or so from a swing high we just had, testing around $16,000, everyone. The bull market doors that we've been talking about on this channel for so long. How did we know? How did we know that this consolidation was likely to happen, and what is next for Bitcoin? What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit that subscribe on the way in. Let's jump into the video. Everyone, Bitcoin making moves. Actually, this is the 6-hour chart. I want to start here on the weekly chart. I know we have a lot of new people coming on this channel. This is an area we've been talking about for just so stinking long on this YouTube channel, and we finally are here. This is it, everyone. This green rectangle. And I'm going to be talking about this a lot moving forward. I've already was talking about it a lot, but now I am talking about a lot. And Bitcoin, this is the bull market doors, everyone. This is a Fibonacci retracement from the swing high of the bull market to the swing low of the bear market, coming back up to test the 618 to 786 line. The same exact thing happened in the last bull cycle, Bitcoin entering the bull market. We are post 2020 halving. This is post, here's 2016 halving. You can see Bitcoin entering the bull market, and you can see the similarities. I'm not going to harp on it because I know I talk about it all the time, but everyone, what am I supposed to do? We just wicked up to the 786 line. Didn't quite touch it exactly. This is a weekly chart, but we wicked up there. We have tested entering the bull market. This is so big for Bitcoin. And in the last video I did a couple days ago, I talked about as Bitcoin's kind of running up, you see it on the daily chart here, I talked about consolidation. And there's some people that don't like that, and that's cool. Maybe my channel's not for you. This isn't like a moon channel where I'm just always hype. I'm always long-term bullish on Bitcoin, but we anticipate the dips. And there are some things in play right now I have to throw out to you. This is priceless data. This isn't hype. I'm not here to get your subscribe based on just hype. If I get your subscribe, I want it based on value. And this is the value that I'm telling you. Bitcoin, in terms of historical data, has a lot of room to the downside. And that is short-term downside. That is just the part of the life cycle of Bitcoin. It's what Bitcoin does. It's what cryptocurrencies do. And I'm here just to kind of tell you that that's just the name of the game. If you think we are in a world where Bitcoin is going to continue just going up and up and up and up, break 20,000, break 30,000, break 40, hit 100 without any like 20% dips or 30% dips, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. And so, I need to present this data to you along the way when we get in these territories where it's like, all right, Bitcoin could keep going up, right? And we talked about this in the video the other day. Bitcoin could technically keep going up. We look at the RSI here on the weekly. We're not quite up there. And by the way, I'm going to get into the zoomed in 6-hour chart to really give you some idea of what to anticipate next. But we have room to the upside, right? And as we enter this overbought territory right here, Bitcoin's testing a very key area. So there's absolutely still some room, and I said this in the video the other day, for Bitcoin to really cruise up, break 16,000, potentially test 17 before the big dip. But we're getting in a very confluent, harmonious area to what actually happened last time Bitcoin tested the bull market in an overbought territory. And there was a big dip that occurred for a couple weeks. And I'm always just very mindful of that personally, and I want to share it with you. But going back to the daily chart, we can remind ourselves right now Bitcoin is overbought around 30%. We've been tracking this. I think the other day when I did the video, it was just over 20% overbought. And I said, now is the time, 20, 30% overbought, start looking for consolidation. Because historically, that's what Bitcoin does. It doesn't even matter how bullish Bitcoin is. This is what happens, everyone. So I'm here to track it with you daily. And so far, on the daily chart, you can see Bitcoin is just consolidating a little. In the video the other day, let's take a quick look at a clip from the video the other day. Anytime Bitcoin has been here, even in the last bull market, and that's what's going on over here. This is Bitcoin just in the last bull market going up to $20,000. Bitcoin consolidated in some manner, whether that's a huge dip or just kind of a smaller dip, maybe sideways trading, Bitcoin consolidation. So that's me talking about Bitcoin on the daily chart. And this is the daily chart. And if you zoom out on the daily chart, you can see Bitcoin, it's grappling right here on the RSI now with the overbought territory. And that was me zoomed all the way out going into other Bitcoin cycles. And historically, almost 100% of the time when Bitcoin is up here, we get a dip, right? So I'm not like trying to be negative on Bitcoin at all. I'm actually extremely positive on Bitcoin, but we're more 20, 30% overextended. And when Bitcoin is overbought on the daily chart and approaching historical overbought territory on the weekly chart, you have to have your radars up. And especially if you're looking to accumulate more Bitcoin on the way up, right? You have to be prepared for these things. So currently, just for reference, the 50 moving average is right around $12,000. And that is a very, it could happen in the short term. Bitcoin continues down, over this next week. I don't think that's likely to be the drop that we see because there's other options, everyone. We can wait for the 50-day moving average to kind of catch up a little bit, right? And start trading into Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin. So we might get a little sideways action. And this is what we talked about in the video the other day. And so I want to go to the 6-hour chart and just look at what that might look like, right? And here's a 6-hour chart. This could play into Bitcoin on the daily, the 50 moving average, the blue line catching up to Bitcoin. Bitcoin consolidating now in the short term. This is what it could look like. So currently we have, we can actually even look at the momentum oscillators of Bitcoin. Currently, you can just see Bitcoin was hopping right back into that overbought. We're currently consolidating. And I want to show you consolidation. This is Bitcoin consolidating after overbought on the 6-hour. We cruised up overbought to the 6-hour, broke 13,000 not long ago, everyone. This was October 20th. And Bitcoin consolidated upwards. We talk about these moves all the time for Bitcoin, these rising channels that people get very bearish on, waiting for a drop below, and Bitcoin just breaks out like crazy. So we had that happening on this 6-hour chart. You can see the RSI coming down, and you can kind of see some bearish divergence. And what does Bitcoin do? It breaks out to the upside. So either way, the thing you want to be mindful of is consolidation in general. And so we can anticipate certain things. We could anticipate potentially Bitcoin, maybe it does do something similar where we start actually getting a rising channel, a small rising channel, testing $16,000 a few times, and then a continuation to hit that $17,000, and then we get our big dip. Or we could do something more technical, right? We can follow more technical rules, which would look like our swing high before this most recent pump, beginning of November, swing low before our swing high, right, to our swing high. And we have a Fibonacci retracement channel. And that is very simple, a 618 to the 786 right here. And we're looking at around 13,800 to around $14,200. So there's our area for retracements. We look for support in that area. It would be a really nice consolidation for Bitcoin in terms of what that looks like. Price range, here's what we're looking at. We're looking at around, another 5-10% or so to the downside of consolidation, maybe a day or two, and then we can start looking for support, see if we get a bounce, see if we fall into some type of symmetrical triangle. This happens so often for Bitcoin. Then we get continuation to the upside, or we get our continuation to the downside and we start testing, big areas. Again, everyone, from our swing high, $16,000, getting a 20% dip is really nothing for Bitcoin, especially beings on the macro chart. We just tested the 786 line here on the bull market doors, coming back down and getting a dip 20%, if not more, is very possible. And I really don't care. This might not get all the views. This might not get all the subscribers, but this is the most important piece of data that we could possibly anticipate. Yeah, because everybody, we know how bullish Bitcoin is. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to the upside how much room there is. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that. Obviously, there's a ton of upside. I'm extremely, extremely bullish. I'm going to enjoy that ride when it comes. I'm going to be doing videos talking about our targets when Bitcoin's moving to the upside like crazy. But right now, Bitcoin's in overbought territory, so it's prudent and wise to anticipate some type of pullback, right? And I know I explained myself a lot in that regard, but it's just because if there's people that are new here and haven't experienced these things in Bitcoin, I want them to know that historically this is what Bitcoin does. So, because Bitcoin could keep going, right? And then we're really getting an overbought. And then this is when people start buying FOMO, and they're buying the top, unfortunately. And that's going to happen. It's going to happen here. It's going to happen when we're in the 20,000s. It's going to happen when we're in the 50,000s. And then we're going to get these huge dips. And by that time, we're talking about probably $15,000 dips. And people are going to be down all, that entire amount after they bought that swing high. So I'm putting this data out there because I want people to know that dips are okay. It's not anything to be scared of. And so in terms of zoomed out, really, the true potential for a true just red crazy dip that people are going to be freaking out about, and I might get some hate about this, but we have our neckline down here at 10,500. This would be very confluent with the move that Bitcoin did after it tested the bull market doors in 2016 into 17, right? We looked at that chart on the weekly. Let me just go to it really quick. So I'm talking about this dip right before Bitcoin entered the bull market, everyone. This was a positive time, but it was 2 weeks and it was messy, right? And this is what it looked like. It failed to break these bull market doors, and Bitcoin was down. I mean, actually from that swing high to the swing low, 36%. Now, if we go look, if Bitcoin comes back down and tests the neckline of this very macro inverse head and shoulders, we talk about this 10,500 neckline. If Bitcoin does that, it's a 32% drop or so. It's in play. Just throwing it out there. Don't care if you like it or not. This is just something I'm anticipating. I'm ready for. Not saying it's going to happen. I will enjoy the gains if they continue, because that's what we do on this channel. We enjoy the gains and we accumulate the dips because we were ready for them, because we don't buy into all the hype that's out there all the time. We're long-term bullish here, everybody. I mean, I'm even short-term bullish. A 30% dip, 20% dip, any consolidation right now, even if we're, cruising down here to the $14,000 area, I'm so bullish along the way. So I hope you stayed this whole video. If you did, hit that subscribe, hit that like. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good weekend. God bless.